Good morning, 7:21 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on this Wednesday, November 9th, 2022. I'm XRP Future Millionaire, and I reside in the great state of Michigan. So as you can see, the DXY is at 109.86 this morning. And in the 30-minute, it looks like we're having a bullish push up. This looks like a bullish retracement. And as long as we hold this 20-day and hold the 109.75 area, it looks to me like we're at least going to come up to about 110.43 before continuing down any farther. Possibly come all the way up to that broken trend line. In the 4-hourly, it doesn't quite look done, but it does look like we're starting to, approach possibly a bottoming area. I would have liked to have seen us come all the way down to about 108.90, or 108.80, but it's not necessarily going to happen. The futures is down about 7 points this morning, down about 90 points from yesterday at the close, and then commodity stocks are about flat. I don't really expect much, probably a little bit of a sell-off today. But gold's actually holding off pretty well, and that move doesn't look to be completed. Now, I already did an XRP update this morning, so go back and watch that. But I wanted to touch base. We'll look at XRP's chart right at the end for a brief moment, but I want to touch XLM, which is reverted way down. It's below the 9.9 support. So now what that means is we're going to come up, and if we can't break the 991, we might have a little return here. We'll come down to first level would be about 841 for XLM, because we're going to start to get back within this area. All of this noise in here we can now get rid of. Okay, that makes it a little bit easier to see. Now all I need to keep on here is this, like this, because that was the low wick. And then this is where it came through, because I just want to make sure in case it were ever to come up for a return rally. So, okay. So that is the area we dropped out of. We can make it much bigger. I admit we can make it bigger, but these were the breakouts. So, and this is the line that stayed symmetrically within. And now we broke the 9.9, and it really most likely would lead us to the 840 level, as long as we don't have a return rally over 9.9. And then if we look at my other XLM chart, it can show it a little bit better as well. We had it at the 10.6 area, but it all is confluent down here. So if we lose the 8.4, then we would come down to about 8 cents. So as of right now, this looks very bearish. And is XLM done bottoming out? I doubt it. With what we're seeing, it looks like we still have another leg down in crypto, unfortunately. Now, I'm not a financial advisor, so you're going to have to make your own educated and informed decision. All I can do is come here each and every day and try to help you out. I'm very excited because I'm looking to buy more DGB. I bought 42,222 DGB around 7.9. Then it went all the way up, came back down, and now I can finally buy more. I'm not satisfied even close. I would like to get to at least 100,000 DGB, maybe more. And by what it's doing, it's definitely helping out that cause. So we'll see what happens. The next logical target for DGB would be to come down and hit the support now at 604 approximately. And if we go to my other DGB chart, I actually show what happens if all of this breaks. And if all of this breaks, we have a very strong area at 0.26, and that is the holy shit balls moment. And we're actually a lot closer now than I thought we would be at this point, especially where XRP and everything else is. But DGB has come down all the way from approximately 17 cents, and it's currently sitting at 0.0073. So look yourself straight in the face and ask yourself, is DGB worth buying just a little bit? My 42,222 shares cost me less than 200 bucks at the time, maybe 210 bucks. And no, it was a little bit more than that, maybe 250. But at the time when it was at 17 cents, I sold it at 16. But to buy it at 17 cents where it was at just last year, you're talking for 42,000 shares. For 40,000 shares, we're talking almost $7,000. Instead, it's a couple hundred. I mean, this is what I'm talking about. We have steals right now, ladies and gentlemen. Then if it keeps going down, keep buying more. It's so small of an amount. These are minuscule. I used to have wet dreams about this time with DGB. We're already below the 0.08. That was a big target I had from 17 cents as well. But then we have the downtrending lines where it could possibly get to in a worst case scenario. And that's not even the worst case. I mean, you're talking, we came through here, we tried to give ourselves a benefit and try to draw some kind of target out here. But this is going to be a very, very interesting come down here for DGB. It really is. And this was just a line because we had this. We had a drop down. This was kind of a wick we used it at. And then we kind of use this. I'm going to take this out, though, because this is going to confuse people. So, I mean, if we come down, this is what we're looking at. 266, 002, and 0001. And that would flip us to 40. Oh, man. So, we're going to see what happens here. But DGB is definitely a steal among steals. It's the one that's dropped the most out of anything I can even think of. So that's XLM, DGB, and then let's look at XRP real quick, and then I'm going to release this update. XRP is squarely back within this ascending triangle. Now we're between the resistance. In this area, we should be about 43.4. The support down at 31.236. If we break 31.236, we're coming down. And we'll be coming down nice. But right now, unfortunately, we have to go to the perpetual futures, because all we've done is we fell out of the bull flag, and now we're coming retesting the extended bear flag. We need to break this bear flag. Get past here, and then we can make our way down to about 20 cents. But we need to break this structure. We are so close, ladies and gentlemen, to breaking a key structure that would initiate another drop equally as large. And what could end up happening here, and this is just, you know, it's not a guarantee, and it's not something that can be confirmed yet. But it's definitely starting to go in this direction here a little bit. So I want everybody to pay attention. This could be considered like a left shoulder, a three peaks head, maybe come consolidate. Even you might even have a bounce like that. We don't know. That could be considered like that. And that's how a head and shoulders pattern could get you all the way down. So could this be a head, left shoulder, and then it actually comes into here and creates a right shoulder and then comes down, and instead of an inverted head and shoulders, because of this pop-up right here, now all of a sudden we have a actual head and shoulders, because instead of this would have looked much better to continue building an inverted head and shoulders. Like this side coming up like this, it appears to have switched from an inverted head and shoulders on us very discreetly and came up and created a head. So I'm just saying, what if it does something like that and then we have a head and shoulders pattern? And because now the inversion that we were worried about has quickly gone upright, which is beautiful to see. One other thing, too, while I'm covering this. What an insult it is to see all the YouTubers say, nobody's seen this coming. I was wrong, but nobody else seen it coming. Like, what a kick to my dick. A punch to my face. I pine for the day that the rest of YouTube embraces what I bring. But they won't. Because it shines light on everything they can't see. I told you, when the majority of the social media influencers on YouTube are all regurgitating the same bullshit, you're going to get the same resolution. They're all fucking fools. Now, in my comments again about the blockchain backer, and I don't dislike the blockchain backer, guys. Let me start out by that. There's a lot worse you can do than blockchain backer. At least his charts are good. But he's always wrong. We'll never buy. He always says we've always hit the bottom. It's just a retrace. I'll tell you something, folks. A retrace simply doesn't happen at 30% in one day. That's a sign of a bear market. A retrace, you might get 5, 10%. You might hit a liquidity dump to 13%, but 30 in one day? That is not a pullback, guys. We're in a bear market. 30% moves don't happen in bull markets to the downside. It just doesn't. Unless you have a 600% move up or 100% or some outrageous move up that would, which would call for a bit of a pullback to hold the uptrending support or hold the support level to prove liquidity there, that it can hold it. Well, yeah, but in this case, this isn't a pullback, ladies and gentlemen. This could be setting us up for an even bigger fall. Look at the volume. Remember last night in here when I said we're coming down because the volume is so piss poor? It's again piss poor. If you're expecting to move out of these areas, like here last night I called for a shot down again. It hasn't quite got to where I wanted. I said either 34.44, what was it? The 331 or 347 level is what I was looking for. We almost came down, but it only came down to the 356 level, which if it wants to do something weird like this and come up, maybe it does. And then it gets an outright rejection at that 43 line. But right now, this looks very bearish. We had one little volume spike where I was like, okay. In the 15, we can go to the 30 and you can see it as well. But it didn't even come close to any of major volume at all. Now, one thing we did do is come back across that 374 line, which is a very big resistance support line right now. That's a huge pivot level that was before the drop, and then we keep dicking around it right now. We lose that 374 pivot. That should allow us to come down to that 345 or 348, whatever you want to call it, 344, and then the 331. So that's what we're looking. Is this another fake check mark right here with no substance that will bring us down here? So before I leave, we'll look at the DXY and see exactly that. DXY is at 109.906. And like I said, this is looking a little bullish right now. The formation that should bring us all the way back up to about 110.943 or 110.485. So right now with the DXY looking a little bullish, I would dare say that crypto might be getting ready for another downturn. But it's very volatile. Very volatile. And you're going to have to be very careful today. I would personally, unless you like to leverage trade or something and you understand what's going on, I would allow this to play out. And yes, 37 cents, you can absolutely buy more right now at just under 38 cents. It's sub 40 cents again. What was my thing, guys? If it's sub 40 cents, fire away. Even if it might cut in half, you can start firing away at sub 40 cents. I was leery at 50 cents. But sub 40 cents, you can absolutely start buying. It's just, if we cut in half from here, you're going to have to make sure you do your purchases properly. And with FTX going goodbye-bye, basically, you know, it's being an interesting morning this morning. Now, what I will say is we did have this little push up and drop, but we have not retested this 43.8 area, the 438, since the actual drop. So let's see how this plays out. XRP Future Millionaire. If you want to join Tom's Army or trade with me, you can also look at my update from this morning. Wow, 316 views already. That's pretty impressive. I appreciate that. Seeing that I put it out at 4 or 5:30, 6 o'clock. You can join me on Tom's Army. Just click the hashtag Tom's Army. Join the 212 members of Tom's Army. I would really appreciate it. We did not get a new member yesterday or the day before, which is pretty sad, but you know, it is what it is. I'll continue to grind, and hopefully one person will join Tom's Army and pay it forward and show me how much I mean to them. You can also send a super thanks, which I got 2 yesterday, which I was stunned. So I want to thank you all for that. I got a couple donations yesterday while I went live, and then I seen it after in my Venmo. So I do appreciate that as well. So for everybody who's paying it forward and supporting me, you mean the world to me because I do put in a lot of work. Like I said, yesterday I did 9 updates. The day before I did 8, and this morning at 7:34, and this is my second update already. So I've been up since 4 a.m. Went to bed at about 1. So, you know, it is what it is. So, and then you can also join me on MEXC, no spot fees, no KYC, and no VPN is the most important thing. And you can do up to 200x futures leverage trading, and that is in the USA. Or you can join me on BitGet, where I really love trading on. It's just new users in the USA. You're going to need a VPN more than likely. If you're already a user on there, I highly encourage you to stay on there, continue to trade, and make the most of it. And then you can join me on UPHOLD as well via the UPHOLD wallet. The link is right there. I get a lot of people that ask me, so I decided to put it in there. And then TikTok, Twitter, Twitch, I'm on. And then you can also join me and send a donation through Cash App, Venmo, or send XRP. Hashtag the FUD stops here, period.